are doing well this morning, this fabulous Wednesday. I wanted to get up here for a minute because I have not posted in a long time. I have not done any podcast posting, any YouTube posting. I've just been taking a mental break, a sit back, soak in the moment, time to myself. We have to have those sometimes. We have to, just take some time out for ourselves, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like, as long as it's healthy and it's positive and not destructive. And while I was doing that, I have been feeling some spiritual battle, spiritual warfare like none other, and could not understand why. And let me tell you, God makes no mistakes, okay? So the kids and I are reading the Bible in a year, and so while I'm having these spiritual attacks, we are reading the book of Job. And let me tell you, Job was going through the same thing, So I literally had to sit back and just wonder if the way I was feeling, is that the way he felt? Like, you're doing everything that you think is right, and then it just seems like your thoughts try to take you captive when we are supposed to take our thoughts captive. But sometimes our thoughts will get the best of us if we let them. And I literally I could not get past it. And I don't know. It was to the point where I was getting away. Well, I felt like I was getting away from God. In reality, that's not what was happening. But it felt like that's what was happening. And sometimes, the devil will taunt you. He doesn't pick on anybody that he doesn't see as a threat. Okay, if you're a threat to him, hence you follow the Lord, and you don't live for him, you're a threat. You are a threat to him, and he's gonna come after you because he don't like that. He don't like it. But I've just seen some miraculous things happen in this time that I had to myself, and I had to know it. Well, number one, it came from God, just to see these things manifest, but also prayer. Prayer you guys, you don't understand what praying does for not only yourself but for others. And when you open your mouth and you put it out into the universe and put it out to the heavens where the angels can hear, they go to work, they work on your behalf. The Lord hears you. He knows what you're going to ask for before you open your mouth. But he's waiting. He's waiting to see if you're going to depend and rely on him. And while I was going through these things, a lot of times we question God. We're not supposed to, but our human nature tends to go to questioning him. And while I was in the middle of this spiritual battle for the past 2 weeks, I literally went to him and I said, Lord, why am I going through this? I don't see the reason. I don't see the purpose. Why am I going through this? And he told me, and I believe this is the word that I needed to get out for the rest of you. When you go through something, it is for not only your benefit, but for the benefit of others that you're going to help in the same situation. So I literally felt like I was going through depression. Like, it felt like depression. I have battled it before. I finally overcame it, and I felt like it was creeping back. And I was like, Lord, do not let me go through this again. Like, I can't do that. And he said, I'm putting you through this so that you know what it feels like when someone else is going through it, so that you can go out and minister to them and help them through their battles. I said, okay, I got you, Lord. Me and him, we just have this best friend relationship where I'm like, look, you crazy. I call him crazy all the time. Why do you make me go through this? I don't want to feel like this. And he says, because it's for the work of my kingdom. So when we go through things, and it could be anything, it could be a divorce, like anything negative, okay? Just think about it. When we go through the negative in the world, yes, we know it's not from God, it is from Satan, the enemy himself, but some things, and I've come to learn by reading Job, some things are sent by God. Not sent, but they are allowed. He allows it. And confirmation for me this morning was when I was reading my devotionals, which I have like really got to get back on track doing, because I had that oppression that I was feeling was getting me away from wanting to do that. But I picked it up this morning and I read it, and it says the things that you go through, the struggles you face, are gifts from me, which that's the Lord talking. He's saying those are gifts. Some things you go through are gifts so that you can depend and rely on Him only. And I've just watched it with my own eyes. I have been through it myself. When we go through something, it can be the death of a loved one, it can be a sickness, it can be cancer, it can be addiction, it can be divorce, it can be abusive relationships, it can be losing your children to the system, anything, suicide, thoughts, anything. When we go through those things, well, I will be here to tell you, God sees all, and He sees that He knows you're going to go through it before you even go through it. Okay, it's all part of the plan. We just have to be reminded of that, and we have to know that when we go through those, the purpose and reason behind a lot of it is so that we can rely and depend on Him. And as a former addict myself, this is speaking directly to the addicts. A lot of the times when we go through struggles and tribulations and trials, we tend to turn to substances that alter our minds because we don't want to think about what we're going through. We don't want to feel what we're going through. We don't want to know what we're going through. So we alter our minds with substances that are created to do so, just so that we don't have to worry or think about it anymore in that moment. And so that's why a lot of people turn to drugs and alcohol, willingly and knowingly that it's not good, it's not healthy for you. So but in reality, that's where Satan has stepped in, and he has really taken over control, because he is in your mind telling you, you need this substance, you need this alcohol, you need to go and you need to spend all your money on this, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like in your life. But I felt led to tell everyone this because I have been feeling every bit of depression and oppression the last couple months, and I know that isn't me because I don't feel like that. But I got up Monday morning and just like all of a sudden peace and joy just sprung out of me, and that is the happiest I have been because I'm not a morning person, but that is the happiest I have been in the morning, first waking up in a long time. I had my worship music blasting and just singing, and just don't know where it came from, but that is the power of the Lord. Like, that is His presence. That's when you know He has entered in and He has touched you, and all of a sudden I'm getting the message, I'm getting the understanding, and I am seeing people that I love near and dear to me. I am seeing people that I go to church with that have overcome sicknesses, that have overcome battles, and would not have happened had it not been for the Lord. There's absolutely no way any of this could have happened without the Lord being in the middle of it and at the center of it. And I just want to tell you that when you go through something, you may be going through something right now. Don't lose hope. Don't lose heart. Don't lose your mind, even though it feels like you're losing it 110%. Just know that the Lord is with you always. Always, always, always. He is with you. All weekend long, I kept hearing, with God, anything is possible. With God, all things are possible. I just kept hearing that. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about? Like, and then I'm just seeing the impossible become possible. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm getting it now. So just remember, whenever you are feeling at your lowest point, that when you are at your lowest, there's no much more lower you can. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Lord, I need my grammar corrected. You can't get any lower than your lowest point. Let's just say that. It's only up from there. Okay, it's only up from here. You are coming out of it. You're coming out of the grave. You're coming out of the darkness. You're coming out of the sickness. You're coming out of the oppression, depression, anxiety. You're coming out of all of it. And just know, when you hit rock bottom, that there is a rock at the bottom, and the rock is the Lord, and He is going to be there to guide you and protect you and to redeem you and to save you and to love you and to hold you and to protect you. And let me tell you, guys, you have to keep your eyes focused on Him, even in the middle of all of the ugliness. Just remember that He's there when it don't seem like it, when you don't feel it, when you don't see it. Just know, have faith. Doesn't take much. Have faith and know that He is there and He never left you. It may feel like that at times. There's been plenty of times where I felt like this past couple weeks, I'm like, Lord, where are you at? Like, I don't hear you anymore. I don't feel you. I don't see you. I feel like you're further away from me than you have been in a long time. And literally, He was there the entire time. I just wasn't being open to it. I wasn't listening. I wasn't keeping my mind and heart on Him. Instead, I was being focused on the situation at hand and the feelings and emotions I was going through. And I'm like, okay. And then I read in one of my devotionals where it says, we are not to keep our eyes focused on our struggles and our troubles. Even though that's probably the easiest thing to do when we are going through it, is to keep our minds like straight at it, like on that situation at that particular moment. It may feel like it, like we can't think of nothing else. But let me tell you, when you get your mind off of the situation and onto the Lord, things change, things shift. Things start moving, things start happening. I read a lot of devotionals. I don't just read one, I read multiple for different situations. And I also read one this morning where it said something about, the sin of envy and jealousy, and how that stirs from our thoughts and our emotions. And you kind of think about it, it really does. Like, envy and jealousy stirs up from our thoughts. Okay, it honestly does. If you think about it, the example was given where this man and woman, they were married for 14 years and been trying to have a baby for the past 14 years. And a couple that they go to church with, they have recently gotten married, and boom, she's already pregnant. She's got a baby. They got a baby on the way. And the first thing that this other lady did was, why? She was like, why? Like, they are not even married good and already have a baby on the way, but yet my husband and I have been trying for 14 years and still can't have one. But she took her thoughts captive and immediately went to, no, I'm going to think differently about the situation, because I'm creating envy and jealousy in my heart when I think those things. So instead, she says that she started thinking, well, Thank God that this baby is going to be born into a Christian home and be raised in a Christian home. Thank God that this couple is going to raise up somebody who loves the Lord. Just things like that. Her thought pattern and process shifted entirely, like completely opposite of what it was in the beginning. And that's what it means by taking your thoughts captive. When they come on you like that, take those thoughts captive and say, no, this is not what I'm going to feel like today. This is not what I'm thinking today. Because what you think is what you feel. Okay? And that's the God's honest truth. What you think is what you feel. If you think negative, you're going to feel negative. If you think positive, you're going to feel positive. So, and that's where the enemy does his work at. That's when he jumps in and says, that couple's having a kid and you've been trying for the past 14 years and can't do it. So you should be jealous of them. You should hate them for that. No, that is not the way we should be. Look, guys, we are all on this earth for a reason. We were all created by the same God. Every single one of us. So instead of being jealous and envious of others, we need to be proud and happy for them and bless them, because that's when we change as a human and we become better and we are actually working for the Lord. That's when you're working for the Lord, when you start doing things the way He would do them. And when it goes for you, and I've seen some of the most beautiful spirits go through some of the worst things, and you know something? They still kept a beautiful spirit. So, and still would be there to lend a hand and help anyone, even though they were going through the worst of the worst. So let's be more like these people, okay? Let's be more like the people that have been dealt the worst hand, but yet still stay positive and still continue to smile through the struggles. Like you wouldn't even know they were going through it because they don't show it. So let's be more like that. I know that positivity has done a lot more better in my life than negativity. Negativity has done nothing but ruin and destroy my life. And when I become more positive, even the situations that I'm going through myself, I see things change. Like I physically can feel the things changing. So just keep it in mind, God is not somebody that makes a mistake. Okay? There's not one mistake He's ever made. Even that person you don't like and call your worst enemy, He still created them. Okay? They're not even a mistake. Because God He's not in the mistake business. He's in the perfect business. He's in the healing business. He's in the protecting business. He's in the redeeming business. He's in the saving business. He's in all that. That's what He's here for. So just know that my words of encouragement for you today is, no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're feeling or going through, just know that there is another side to it, and you're coming out of it. Keep pushing, keep your head up, keep your prayers going. Keep God as your focus, as your center point, and don't take your eyes off of Him for nothing in this world. Even when you don't feel like praying, pray anyway. I don't care if it's the shortest prayer in the world. If you say, Lord, please help me, and that's all the energy you got to say, I don't care what it is, just say it, because even the shortest prayers can have a lot of power to them because it's coming from your heart. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't always take the easy way out. Yes, you need to open up. Look, there's days I sit here and have whole conversations with the Lord in my car, and you know what? I don't feel any shame about it, because I know that He's listening, and I know that He hears me, and I have physically watched Him answer things that I have asked Him of. So Let people think you're crazy. I'm going down the road right now talking to you through a video. And you know what? People are looking at me. Probably. I don't know. I haven't even paid attention to them. But you know what? I don't care. Because you know why? Because I'm putting out a message into the world from the Lord and of the Lord so that you can get to know Him better. And as long as I got my mouth open, because a lot of people that know me that know that I love to talk. I love to open my mouth. But this time it's more for the good. It used to be for the worse, for the negative. But you know, as long as I've got my mouth open and I'm putting my voice out there, and that's another thing that I felt this past couple of weeks, was I felt like the enemy was trying to shut my voice up, was trying to shut me up. And I almost didn't even feel like doing this video this morning. And the Lord just was like, April, you are doing this video. Don't care about what they think. Don't care about what they say. I need you to get this word out. I need people to hear what I have to say for them. And I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to do it. You know, I got time in between here and there. I'll do it. So just know that, you know, He's there with you. He loves you. He looks for you. He searches for you. And He wants you to search and look for Him. He wants you to love Him. He wants you to come to Him. He's there waiting. You know what? He's never left your side. Even when it didn't feel like it, He's there all the time. All the time. Even when you're making that bad decision, He's right there. He hasn't left. He's there for you to hold out your hand to Him so that He can grab it and pull you up out of the pit. So that's my word for you today. And I will get back to posting a podcast here soon. I literally wanted you guys to know that I hadn't given up, that I hadn't stopped. I just needed a little bit of a break to get my thoughts together and get some things going on my end so that I can be who I need to be for you guys. So that's all I need to say today, and I just hope and I pray especially for those of you going through anything that seems like this might be the end of it. I just pray that your feelings change into a more positive feeling, your thoughts change into better thoughts, learn how to take those captive, and just remember, seek the Lord first. In everything you do, seek the Lord first, and I'm telling you, He will work everything out for you. Good, for the good and good only, okay? No matter what it looks like right now, He will work it out for you. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful Wednesday and the rest of your week. And I will be posting a podcast soon. I may go ahead and post it later. I'm not sure. Just be looking for it. But yeah, I'll get back to it every week. And just know that God loves you, and so do I.